It's the fashion of speakers, especially the world's best business speaker. Thank you, dude. You can tell already, can't you? Really doing well. To start with a joke, and I don't usually do this, but I've really got a great one, and the best thing about it is we're running short on time a little bit, and it's only 2 words long. So I got a really great joke. Gold mines, competitors. The second part is, okay, now you know who's responsible, everybody. What do? There are 3 keys. And I can illustrate these 3 keys with a case study. And the wonderful thing about this case study is that most of you are already familiar with it. You saw it on television. I want you to picture yourselves in whatever room of your dwelling in 1980 had the television set. And a commercial came on. This commercial. The most significant sales, marketing, and revenue-related event of your lifetime. This is the event, the commercial, that can teach you or remind you of more than half of what you need to know about growing your business. I'm going to play the role of the narrator of this commercial. I'm going to pick on one of you in the audience to play the other role, but don't worry, you'll know exactly what to say. And I always like to listen to the titters as people start to recognize this commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're in the fine New York dining spot, Lutece. And tonight's diners have just sampled a wonderful meal, and they're now drinking their coffee. And what they don't know is that the coffee that they are drinking is Folgers Crystals. We're going to stop one of the diners here and ask her what her experience has been. Your name is? It's okay. We're back here, by the way. Your name is?
Liv Stinson.
Liv Stinson. Where are you from, Liv?
California.
Visiting us to New York tonight?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah. And I see you're just finishing your coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And how is it?
It's excellent.
It's excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, Liv Stinson from where in California? Pacific Palisades, California, thinks that freeze-dried coffee tastes fabulous. And by the way, for those of you who don't already know this, it doesn't. Ladies and gentlemen, why does Liv Stinson from Pacific Palisades, California, other than the fact that she's from Pacific Palisades, California, think that freeze-dried coffee at Lutece tastes fabulous? And there are 3 reasons of enormous significance to us as we try to grow our VAR, our consultancy, or indeed any service business we find ourselves in for the next 25 years. Let me set the stage for this. Gibson guitar in the middle 1970s faced an enormous problem. It was suddenly confronted by the Japanese guitar manufacturers who, after copying VCRs, TVs, and everything else electronic, had run out of things to copy and sell for less, and they started making guitars, Yamasakis, Yamahas, and etc., and they began taking an enormous chunk out of the American guitar market. Gibson was deeply concerned about this. First of all, I need to get my fellow now. Your name is? Steve. Where do you live, Steve?
Connecticut.
Whereabouts in Connecticut?
New Haven.
New Haven, Connecticut. You've played for how many years?
About 20.
Do you remember when this happened, when the Japanese guitars came out? What were you playing at the time?
Gibson.
What did you start playing after they came out?
The Rickenbacker.
Good damn. This is a guitar player. A Rickenbacker 12-string?
No, bass.
You have to read my second book. I talk about the Rickenbacker 12-string in my second book, I swear. Yeah. I talked to Roger McGuinn for my second book of the Birds. Honest. Yeah. Now, see, I'm so screwed up. Rick, New Haven, Connecticut. Steve, New Haven, Connecticut. Gibson, Rickenbacker. Didn't buy the Japanese guitars, ever did? Damn. Damn. That's a good all-American boy, that Rick. Rick, unfortunately, was the exception. In droves, men bought the Yamahas, Yamaguchi guitars priced 40% less. And the Gibson executives had a perfectly normal response to that. So they say that the clear signal that this market is sending is that it's price sensitive, it wants less expensive guitars, let's drop the prices of our guitars. What'd they do, Rick? They dropped the prices of their guitars. What happened? Not only did their revenues go down from pricing them lower, but their unit sales went down. They sold fewer guitars at the lower price. Now what happened at Gibson? And what happened to Gibson now is what we refer to in the consulting business as a Jack Daniels moment. It's the same everywhere you go in the world. I've seen it in Switzerland and in Hong Kong and in Tennessee. A bunch of fellows, usually four, usually all male, at a bar late at night. Companies going down the tubes. The last guy still standing says something like this. This isn't intended to either endorse or condone the heavy use of alcohol. However, this is exactly how it always happens. The guy says something, Gibson said, listen, you guys, we're getting hammered here. In more ways than one, as I think about it. And here's my idea. Let's increase the price 120% and take the money and run. Well, fortunately, they were drunk at the time, because the next day at 8 o'clock in Memphis, Tennessee, that's exactly what Gibson announced. They announced that they were increasing their prices, and that's just what they did. And what happened within 10 days to Gibson sales? Pew! Skyrocketed.